Yo guys, my name is Ellie Games, and welcome back to Let's Play The Letter, where we last left off. Our three friends, Ashton, Rebecca, and Zachary, have seen the letter, and we have officially passed it on to 6 people, technically. Because we passed it on to those 3, as well as Marianne, Luke, and Hannah. So, things aren't going too well, but they don't really believe us just yet. They don't believe what happened at the house. No one believes us. And Zachary and Ashton were like, okay, and Zachary was like, you can see a priest. I know a guy, I know a priest that can help. Maybe bless the house. That's not gonna go well, I'm sure. And then Ashton said that he knew a professor that could tell us some stuff that he might know about. But Rebecca, she is not taking it well. I don't think she's happy with us right now. But that's okay, because I know what I saw. And I know I'm right. So anyways, I did get this to work. I think it's because something happened, it glitched, and I couldn't open it. But anyways, I got it to open. Okay, so Friday, we read these two. Alright, October 21st. Rose Cooper, along with the one who introduced herself as Marianne McCullough, found Isabella Santos laying unconscious in the mansion's foyer before the open house's start. Unable to recall what happened prior, Isabella insisted on working despite her co-agent's worries about her well-being. And then, later on, today marked the open house of the infamous Ermengarde Mansion. Open to the public for the first time in years, Luxembourg's most esteemed and prominent personalities gathered to catch a glimpse of the 17th century property, including Luxembourg's most well-known couple, Luke and Hannah Wright. I want to say Hannah, but that's not right. Luxembourg Independent Film and Theater Festival celebrated its 9th year discovering new creative talents in the film industry. Included in the few showcases this year was Zachary Steele's Blue something, Dark Times of the Black British. Isabella Santos, Ashton Trey? I think that's what it is. Ashton Frey, and Rebecca Gales were also seen amongst the crowd for its premiere. So this doesn't seem like, this seems like almost like a detective's journal, because it's not saying like I or we or me or anything like that. But anyways, it went down with Rebecca. Rebecca's not happy, but we're doing good with Zachary, Marianne, and Ashton. Hannah and Luke we haven't really talked to yet, and where is the tree? We are right here, so we're about halfway through chapter 1 with Isabella, and that's the rest. So, we could have went home instead of going to the movie, but it was really, we needed this time to have fun and just forget what happened about the day, even though Zach decided to keep bringing it up. But anyways, gonna keep on going. This is after the movie premiere. Night has fallen by the time we exit the movie house. Despite the late hour, the streets are still bustling full of people. Those about to head home, those set to meet someone, even those simply wandering about. Walking in this sea of unfamiliar souls, it strikes me how easy it is for one to get lost in a city as nondescript as Luxembourg. So are they over in England, I'm guessing? That's what it sounds like. I was afraid too. At one point, back when I was new and had just set foot in this place. Now with familiar faces walking with me, it feels a little like home. Zach and Ash bid us goodbye shortly before Beck and I crossed to the other side of the street. That's right, because they're neighbors. The former claims he's got a few freelance jobs to take care of before the day ends. And Ash? Eh, who knows? He never tells. Sometimes he'll just randomly appear at your doorstep, looking for a place to crash. He does that to Zach a lot, much to his friend's frustration. Although he's a busy guy too, in spite of the laid-back air he gives off.
Thanks for today, everyone!
No problem, Zach. I'm sorry for what happened earlier.
No! Go away! No, I don't want to help you. A sensation. Cold, sickening, drowning. My chest tightening, breathing becoming labored. I can taste blood in my mouth. The edges of my vision blurs. In the distance, amidst the countless nameless people going about their lives, a voice reaches out to me. Pleading even as I clench my eyes tight and clasp my hands over my ears. whispering and whispering and whispering, calling out.
No, not me.
Oh, somebody.
Isabella? Earth to Isabella?
At her voice, the whole world suddenly snaps into place. The murmur is gone. When I open my eyes, Becca raises an eyebrow at me in question.
Weren't you listening? Are you coming with me? Oh, yeah. Just... Okay. Sorry.
I don't like
stressed
this.
out.
I don't want to be alone tonight. Can I stay with
always
you,
do
Becca?
that.
I follow her without complaint, but not before sneaking a glance to the far end of the street, where the voice came from, where another set of eyes might be peering at me. Nothing. There's only Zach and Ash watching over us as we head back to where Becca parked our ride home. If I'm expecting to see something or someone there, I try not to let it show. Try not to think of the tiny pinpricks of fear crawling at the pit of my stomach.
See you guys some other time.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. Another glance, and with a final wave, we go off our own ways. I don't know what I saw. I don't know what I heard. I don't want to know. And if this is what will help me sleep tonight, when we'll get back to normalcy, then so be it. Oh, October 22nd. That's my dad's birthday. The darkness closes around me, grasping, pulling, engulfing me. The ground caves in and without warning, I'm falling. Damn, girl, you live like this? Freaking clean your room, man! My eyes snap open. For an instant, it doesn't immediately register where I am. Both my back and shoulders are aching from me having fallen asleep all hunched up in the night before. Drenched in sweat, the nest of pillows I often keep around me feels more suffocating than comforting. I let my eyes adjust to the bright morning light streaming through my window, and allow my breathing to slow down before untangling myself from the pile. I like that thing though, that's cute. I haven't had a single dream since coming to Luxborn, or at least none I can recall having. It's a shame because they used to be so vivid. Not the crazy vivid, but the more pleasant kind I'll tell my siblings about. Maybe it's just the stress of living alone? The knowledge that I'll always wake up in an empty apartment with no one to tell stories to.
What time is it?
Habit forces me to look over at the clock, even with the soreness weighing heavily on my shoulders and the compulsion to never leave my bed for the day. In a heartbeat, I'm up.
Oh man, of all the times to oversleep. Towel? Where's my towel?
Admittedly, it's a weekend, and as an unspoken rule, that entitles me to extra hours of sleep. But if Rose didn't kill me yesterday, she sure as hell will now. And right after what happened. Oh lord, one box of donuts as peace offering won't be enough the second time around. Grabbing my towel, I'm already a few short steps away from the bathroom when a muffled ringing breaks out from my bag. There's a moment of indecision at first. My mind conflicted whether I should just ignore or answer it. What if it's Rose? Or worse, our boss? Ah, sheesh. In the end, the rational part of my brain wins out. The letter from yesterday peeks out when I pull the device out. Just the sight of it is enough to put me in a foul mood. It takes every force of will for me to ignore it in favor of answering the call. The caller ID reads Mama.
Huh?
It's around 4:45 p.m. in the Philippines right now.
That's an unusual time for them to call.
And usually it's around noontime here, and I'm the one calling, not the other way around. Better for them to use that money on something else than an international call. Regardless, in the most cheerful tone I can gather.
Hello?
Hello? Grace? How are you?
I like how the time actually goes if you just leave it here.
Mama! I'm doing okay. How are you guys over there?
We're good. EJ won a storytelling contest at school the other week. Brought home a medal. I thought you should know.
There's a tired lilt in her voice as she speaks. It's been there since Papa had to leave his job. I wish there's something I could do for her. But from miles away like this, the least I'm able to do is not make her worry. If only my older brother would actually lend her a hand, but Lord knows if that'll ever happen. Odds are Kuya Jordan's already out drinking right now. Again. Can't count on my older sister either, knowing she has a family of her own, and, well, Ate? Is that it? Ate? Oh, maybe it's Aunt Anne's? Financial situation isn't exactly great right now, having ran herself knee-deep in debt.
Great! That's great!
Maybe that's
Tell
what
him
it is.
congratulations from me. And let him know I'm gonna send him a little something extra this Christmas. How about Nico? Karen? Michael? I hope they're okay?
They're doing well. They wanted to talk to you, but they're all busy with school.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't want to bother them. Just tell them to keep doing their best for me. I'll just call back when I know they're not busy. And Papa? How's Papa doing?
It's a subject I'm a bit hesitant to broach, and from the way Mama's voice hitches, she also doesn't want to bring it up.
Papa. Grace, he's having a little difficulty right now. Weak appetite, he's having trouble swallowing, and lost a few pounds. But the doctor said we should keep encouraging him. It just means his body's accepting his new treatment well. The money you sent last time helped a lot to pay for it, by the way.
Ouch.
Oh, I see.
Oh, that's why she doesn't
That's
have
good.
a lot of money yet. She sent it to help her parents. I won't deny that life has gotten tougher for our family. It used to be easy back when Papa was in good shape. But ever since he was diagnosed with a sickness 5 years ago, he had been unable to provide for us. Now the burden of feeding 8 mouths and settling Papa's bills all rest on my shoulders. Damn. Although Mama makes a little, accepting sewing and laundry jobs in our neighborhood, it's scarcely enough to cover the cost of day-to-day living, let alone the bloating hospital bills. We can't even accept help from our own government because the health insurance there barely covers anything. It could be like ours, which, if you don't have it, then you're kind of screwed.
I'm sure he'll get better soon. Is he well enough to talk? Do you think I'll be able to speak to him, Ma?
Silence. I think the call got cut until...
Listen, Grace. Maybe it's better if we transfer Papa to a different hospital. Somewhere cheaper?
What? Why? Did something happen? Is it the deposit issue again? Give me the hospital's number. I'll talk to them.
No, it's nothing bad. The service here is good. Too good. Even the doctors. But I'm worried you're working yourself to the ground because of it.
Mama, we've been through this before. I want the best for Papa. And don't worry about the bills or the medicine, or me for that matter. I can handle myself. Everything's going well here. In fact, we're about to close a large sale.
Hopefully. If not, then I'll find another way. She doesn't need to know that. Sorry, Mama. You taught me not to lie, yet look at what I'm doing.
I'll have money to send over soon to cover the rest of Papa's treatment. And there's more than enough for Karen, Nico, Michael, and EJ's school tuition for the next semester, too.
Damn, she's taking care of her whole fucking family. And her older brother can't do shit?
Thank you so much, dear. I appreciate it. We all do. But I just wish you'd come home to us soon.
Kylan Kauwi? When are you coming home? EJ, the youngest, used to be the sole person asking me that. How do you respond to a question you don't have a definite answer to? 5 years later and I still can't give them a straight one. I smile though Mama can't see it. I fight to keep my lips from quivering, my voice from shaking. She's got enough on her plate as it is. No need to weigh her down with unnecessary concerns.
Promise me you'll be there to welcome me when I do, okay?
Of course. I'm sorry, Grace. I need to take this for a while.
There's a small commotion on the other end. The sound of the gates opening, the voice of a child, EJ, talking excitedly about his day at school, the tapping of feet on the floorboards as he runs. It's been years since I went home, but I can still picture the whole scene in my mind. How tall is he now? Are the neighborhood kids bullying him now that I'm not around? Did Mama rearrange the furniture in the living room again? What are they having for dinner today? I miss them. I miss them so much.
It's okay, Ma. I need to go
Oh,
too.
this
I've
hurts
got work
me.
today. I'll call again
Oh.
soon, alright?
I didn't mean to do that.
On a Saturday? Oh, never mind. Take care of yourself, dear. I love you.
I love you. Bye.
Oh my god, this hurts. It ends with a soft click, leaving half-truths and empty promises hanging in the air. Closing my eyes for a moment, I take a deep breath and shake away from my head the thoughts beginning to swim inside. It's pointless to mull over these things right now.
Okay, Isabella. Time to get that mansion
Oh,
sold.
that kind of hurt. Unfortunately, before I can take a single step away from my phone, it rings again. No doubt Mama forgot to say something.
Mama? Did you forget anything?
Excuse you? I'm too young to be your mom. Are you still sleeping?
I'm sorry I didn't look at the caller
Oh,
ID,
never mind
Rose.
that. Get yourself in the office. Hurry!
Office? What about the open house? Oh no. Is it Sir John? Did he hear about yesterday? Am I in trouble? Oh god, oh god, oh god! I'm gonna get yelled at, aren't I? What do I do? I'll buy you an extra box of donuts if...
No. It's nothing like that. Will you calm down?
It's a good
Get
thing,
yourself
I hope.
here, alright? I'll tell you everything then.
There's the telltale din of several feet shuffling against the wooden floor and an indistinct yelling in the background before Rose cuts the connection. That isn't in any way comforting, but it's enough reason for me to hastily discard my phone to my bed, finish my shower in record time. 22nd. Oh my gosh, that's her whole family. Isabella received an unexpected call from her family back in the Philippines. In an emotional moment, her mother informed her of her father's deteriorating condition despite treatments. Nonetheless, the young woman assured her and continued to work hard to be able to support all of them. Alright, so... and then it just ends there. I make it to the office within 20 minutes of leaving my apartment, completely disheveled and out of breath. Yang. At a feat if I take into account my usual travel time. Routine clamor, comment to Briar Realty Corporation's Luxport office greets me as soon as my foot crosses the threshold. Ugh. Papers rustling, telephones ringing at sporadic intervals, agents talking at varying volumes, staff moving about, and...
Where the hell is C? Where are my employees? What the actual fuck, guys? Of all the times to disappear without notice.
Sorry. My boss's words turn muffled as someone else closes the door to his office. Likely the work of our HR manager. Throughout the past weeks, he's been in a bad mood over a few employees who have failed to report to work. I hear they're still trying to get a hold of them, but to no avail. The result is, half their workload have been shifted to all available staff, so as not to lose clients. Not that I mind the extra work. If anything, it means I have more to send to my family back home. Although the rumors of a branch closure circulating because of that is, indeed, a bit worrisome. My bag barely touches the top of my table when Rose pulls me aside.
Here, I need you to help me with these papers. If you could also get these signed and photocopied before lunch today, that would be great.
One after another, she thrusts a bunch of paperwork into my hand without explanation. A page flutters away from the top of the pile. I lean down to pick it up, my eyes scanning the top of the page as I straighten. A purchase and a sale agreement. Rose simply gestures her thumb towards our visitor lounge when I tilt my head in question. There, seated on the sofa and looking completely out of place in the humbly decorated room, is the same couple from the day before. The Wrights. Something bubbles up in my throat. Their presence in the office can only mean one
They're
thing.
buying it? We got a deal?
She swats at my hand, tugging her sleeve, although her eyes are alight with something akin to joy. She wants the sale to happen as much as I do, and now that it's here, the deal needs to be closed yet. Documents need to be signed still, but the elation is there, along with a foreboding feeling I can't quite pinpoint.
I had to do a little damage control, but they're already interested in acquiring the property, even before they attended the open house. I mean, isn't it obvious? They already hired an interior designer. I've never seen a buyer as aggressive as Madame Wright. She didn't even try to negotiate a lower rate.
One at a time, Rose. I can't process everything you're saying at once. What do you mean?
They're paying 15% higher than the listing price, as long as we get the paperwork done as soon as possible.
How much was the house originally before the 15% increase?
I think if we allow it, they'll be paying up front, too.
What if their money's fake, though? I can see that happening.
Even with that urban legend?
Rose nods.
Oh. I was so sure we lost the sale after yesterday.
Don't look so surprised. We still have to conduct some last few checks before we completely hand it over to them.
Please. I'll happily do the paperwork duty, Rose. I'll even go to the land registry myself and make sure the property changes hands with every single legal blessing.
Don't they have better things to spend money on? I'd haggle it down to the lowest possible price if I were in their place, especially with the stories attached to it. Not that my opinion matters one bit here. We're just their agents who are going to receive the hefty commission, after all. Nothing more. Rose gives me a pat on the shoulder, signaling she's heading back to them, and an unspoken instruction for me to follow after I'm done. It doesn't take me long to finish what work she left me. In fact, having the boss sign the agreement is the easiest, since it has put him in a better mood, much to the entire office's belief. You're welcome! You're welcome! I made the boss happy! Ma'am Hana calls me over the moment she notices my presence at the lounge door. She welcomes me with a bright smile, her movements more open than what one will typically expect from a passing client to have.
Oh, Isabel! How are you feeling? You looked awfully dreadful yesterday.
Isabella, I'm fine now, ma'am. I appreciate your concern.
I really don't understand why they can't get my name right. It's a fairly common name. It shouldn't be too hard to remember. Regardless, I hand them their copy of the agreement.
Wonderful. Your team works unbelievably fast.
Can I just call him Madam Hana? Ma'am Hana skims through each of them with a scrutinizing eye, checking every page for any inconsistencies and errors. Despite the unassuming impression she gives off, she appears fully aware of what to look for in the process that goes into contracts like these. It is surprising, to be quite honest. I haven't pegged her for someone who is well versed in these things, yet here she is. She shows some of it to her husband, and he responds with the same passive interest as if he's more than happy to leave everything to her. I can't tell if it is purely because he believes she's capable enough, doesn't care about what they are buying, or he simply finds such paperwork tedious. Apparently satisfied with what she's seen, Ma'am Hana claps her hands together before extending it to us for a shake. Rose and I release the breath we've been holding, both of us more than happy to return the gesture.
That settles it then?
Are you really sure about this property, ma'am? We could easily find you a bigger one among our current listings. Something with a modern touch?
They don't look like they want a modern touch. Something not haunted, perhaps? Rose shoots me a warning glance that clearly says, "Don't make a scene, we're almost there."
Of course, why wouldn't I be? The house is absolutely perfect, isn't it, darling?
A helipad would still be a nice addition.
Oh my god.
Yes, well, we'll get there eventually, love. As I was saying, if your partner had the documents yesterday, we would have bought it right there immediately. Shame she didn't have it.
Well, there's still a few necessary documents we need you to sign after, but we'll let you know once we have those finalized. We'll be handling the process for the rest, so don't worry about it, ma'am.
Within a week, I hope. We still have a housewarming party to plan, after all. You know how much thought should be put into
God.
those things.
There
No,
are
because I
servants
never
for
really
that,
had
darling.
one.
Love.
My family's
Wouldn't it
never
be
had
better
one.
if we handled it ourselves? A personal touch of sorts. It is our housewarming party and our new home.
No more than a week, ma'am. Barring unexpected delay, of course. You can leave it to us.
Excellent. Well then, I'll leave you two to it. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. Oh, and before we forget,
She discreetly folds something into both of our hands and winks, a finger raised to her lips demanding our silence.
I know both of you worked hard on getting us this beautiful mansion. Did I mention we reward our people generously?
But this is... Ma'am, I can't accept this.
Don't you worry, darling. It's a small thing coming from us. Consider this your bonus for a job well done.
She smiles sweetly like this is simply the most normal thing to do in the world.
Oh, before I forget, my lovely interior designer would appreciate it if you hand her a copy of the floor plans as soon as possible. She's dying to work on the house. You can do that, yes? Here's her contact.
Certainly, ma'am. We'll have it processed as soon as possible.
I knew I could count on you, lovelies. I hope to see you two soon so we can get this closed.
Just like that. Transaction over and done with. My mind's still reeling even after they left. Other agents will kill to have clients like them. A part of me feels lucky about the fact. No lengthy negotiations, no sudden change of minds, Just talk, signatures, a few handshakes here and there, and we're done. The other part? A second ago, we sold a haunted property to 2 innocent clients. Sure, the commission is big. Big enough to continue funding Papa's treatment and hospitalization. Big enough to pay for all 4 of my younger siblings' schooling. Heck, it'll keep me away from the instant noodle diet for months. I don't have to go back to the mansion as well. Once the deal has been closed, much to my sanity's relief. But knowing something's in there, and we gave it to the good couple despite that? Oh, Isabella, the things you do to sell a house to get money. Papa won't be happy with that. At least I have good news to tell next time I call home. The little lie I told Mama this morning isn't a lie anymore.
Well, there's something.
There's something up with
how
them,
does it
though.
feel?
Something's up
How
with
does
those
what
people.
Your first big multi-million-pound sale, silly. I know you've been with us for years, but this has got to be memorable for you.
Memorable is an understatement, Rose.
Come on, show some enthusiasm. They gave us a bonus, too, aside from the commission and the other bonus boss promised. What are you gonna do with it?
I don't know. Send it home, probably?
All of it?
Not everything, of course. Most of it. I'll leave some for my living expenses.
Listen here, Isabella. I'll teach you something I should have told you before we ended your training.
She slings an arm over my shoulders and leans in closer to my ear, as though she's about to share a big secret.
It's okay to celebrate from time to time.
I'll treat myself to a nice dinner.
I don't get it.
It's simple. Go out, do something for yourself. Throw a party and treat your friends to free food. Didn't you say the last one's some sort of tradition back at home for you? Hello, this is practically a done deal.
Isn't throwing a party a bit excessive?
Your call. I won't say no to an invitation, by the way, in case you really are planning to throw one. A few drinks would be nice too, thank you very much.
Where are we gonna hold it? My room,
think
my apartment's not big
for
enough. There you go.
You could always move?
Ah.
Bloody hell, you're working in real estate.
I think I'll pass. That's too much of an unnecessary expense for me. But I did promise Becca free lunch in case the sale goes well.
You go do that. Hold on a sec.
She quickly removes herself from me to answer the phone on her desk. Her tone shifts from playful to professional in the span of a few seconds.
Today? Not a problem, ma'am. I could bring you a copy of the contract if...
Must be another client. Nothing surprising there. She's one of the BRC's top agents regardless of how modest she appears. A saleswoman through and through. I, on the other hand, have very little knack for it. Of course, I learned eventually. I had to. But someone else will, without a doubt, do a better job. Once, though, in a drunken stupor, Rose told me a story of what could have been. Years ago, wide-eyed, young, and brimming with yet-to-be-fulfilled dreams and ambitions, she was a term or two away from a nursing degree. Out of courtesy, I never pressed on the matter further. But perhaps it is where the sense of fondness started. A small connection due to one similar experience in our respective lives. A goals we both let pass us by because of the circumstances we were in.
I'd be happy to discuss this over tea, ma'am. All right, I'll be there. Thank you.
New client?
Reassigned. Have you heard from Mark at all?
Not since the first visit to the mansion. Why? No news from the HR yet?
None at all. Boss thinks he ran away. I doubt it, though. He's too much of a wimp for that. There must be another
But
reason.
wimps usually run away.
Who knows? Anyway, I've got to meet this one. I'll see you later.
She throws a casual wave over her shoulder as she rushes out of the office. The lunchtime bell sounds shortly after, followed by the chatter of fellow agents also heading out for a much-needed break. Ordinarily, there's no need for me to go out, but oversleeping did allow me the luxury of packing my own lunch today, if one can consider an instant noodle cup from my pantry packing your lunch. Time to make a good on the promise I made to Becca, I suppose. Maybe by Zach and Ash, too. In the end, only Becca and Zach could come. Ash, on the other hand, couldn't be reached. All of my calls went straight to his voicemail. He's at it again. Right here today, gone the next day. Oh well, his loss. We've agreed to meet at the nearby cafe. The same one I usually frequent with Becca because it's cheap and they give away free bread around closing time. Okay, I never say no to free stuff. Quaint, a little old-fashioned, Although it looks a bit without a place amidst the city's tall buildings, but we love it all the same. Much like the small building's facade, the interior carries an antiquated charm to it. Vintage art pieces in a row of shelves boasting an extensive collection of books cover the walls. It would have been nice to hang out here for hours on end, but even on a weekend, the place is still packed with people. Thankfully, Becca and Zach have already found seats and is engaged in some casual chatter when I arrive. It's strange seeing the two of them without Ash accompanying the other. They've never been particularly close. Sure, they talk when they meet, laugh at the same thing when there's something funny, but there's distance. The kind born purely out of different interests. That or Zach's simply afraid of Becca. It's not impossible, and I won't blame him if he is. He might be the tallest in our group, but everyone knows that means nothing against Becca's temper. Even I am a little scared of her.
Zach! Becca!
Well, you seem to be in a better mood today. What happened? I know that smile, Belle. Come on, still.
Don't rush me. I'm still trying to find the proper words for this. Let's order food first, okay?
A waitress comes by to take our order. On a normal day, me and Becca will order a hearty serving of their special vegetarian stovies. Zach takes anything with a good helping of meat, sausages, or potatoes in it. But today is a good day. Great, even. It's not wrong to indulge a little, right?
Today's special. For the three of us.
Even the person jotting our order down looks surprised at today's meal choice. She writes it, nevertheless, and leaves without a comment. Becca furrows her brows in consternation, her mouth halfway open, ready to let loose a string of reprimands.
Don't worry. It's my treat.
The glare Becca sends me reminds me of the one I got from Mama, when I punched the kid bullying my younger brother 18 summers ago. Naturally, I never did it again after she made me apologize the next day. But Becca's far from being my mom. A small, sheepish grin is enough to dissolve that frown into a defeated sigh. Food arrives in the middle of a funny story from Zach, putting the rest of the conversation on hold as we each served our order. It isn't anything fancy. Pan-roasted sea bass with citrus-dressed asparagus, with a portion of mashed potatoes on the side, or at least that's what the daily special board says. Never did pay any attention to it whenever I come here, since the price whatever's went way above what I'm willing to spend on food on a single day.
Oh, good. I'm so hungry, I think I'm dying.
It's bass, so I assume
You're
it's going to be pretty expensive.
Hey, not all the time.
Let me guess. You skipped breakfast again.
Not on purpose. I may have overslept by a few seconds today.
Right then. Stop stalling, Isabella. What's this about?
You sound so pissed.
Let us say, Rebecca. She wouldn't be
She
inviting
sounds
us
so
out if
mad.
it isn't
It's like,
worth hearing out.
dude.
Well, we're waiting.
I'm treating you guys to a once-in-a-century thing.
An expected grin breaks out on my face, except...
I'm sorry, say that again.
And this is important because...
Becca only raises an eyebrow at me, while Zach appears like he didn't get the punchline to another lame joke Ash made, and is desperately searching for someone to explain it. My instant noodle days are over!
Okay, let me do that again.
Oops. I want to keep checking on. Rebecca went up. Zachary looked like it went up. I can't really tell.
Guess what, guys? I'm paying! I sold the house!
As the news sinks in, their expression goes from sheer puzzlement to utter surprise. That's more like
You
it!
heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. As of today, I'm Maria Isabella Grace Cruz Santos and free from my instant noodle binge.
Wow, seriously?
Hold it, Belle. You sold the house?
Yep.
Which house is this? In Anslem Village? The one with the open house yesterday?
The one and only.
Yes.
Come on, Becca. I know you've got a better memory than that.
Oh, wow. That's... wow.
She lets out an audible hum. Although she's nodding, she gives the impression of someone who's heard something unbelievable and is still forcing her brain to absorb it. Does she think we won't be able to sell it? Have some faith in me, Becca. Am I not your best friend or what?
You don't believe me?
The words tumble out of my mouth, one after another, before I can stop them. I've been trying to avoid bringing up yesterday's little spat, and judging from the looks on their faces, it seems they are too. Me and my stupid mouth.
I'm sure it ain't the way you're thinking, Bella.
No, I do believe you. But don't you think the sale happened a bit too fast? The
Yeah,
open house only started yesterday, and now you already have a buyer?
it's weird,
It
but
happens from time to time.
Yeah, but look, I'm happy for you. Just yesterday, you've been really worried where to get money for your dad's new treatment. And now, all of a sudden, you have something. What if the sale doesn't push through, or I don't know, they're a fraud, or they suddenly back out?
that's what I'm worried that they're a fraud.
Isn't it a little too early to celebrate?
Rebecca does have a point, Bella. If you haven't closed the deal yet, there's still a chance they'll go back on it.
They don't seem like it to me. The lady appeared to really want it, and she approached me without even finishing the tour.
Pressured me into it more likely. But I'm not going to tell Becca about it. Knowing her, she'll only fret.
And she already hired someone to handle the house's interior design.
You're joking. Who would do that?
Someone who really
The
wants the
rights,
house.
apparently. It's actually pretty funny. She's a bit too excited to get the property, she forgot to buy it. At any rate, they've already signed the agreement today, so it's just a matter of time.
I'm
And
so
don't tell
worried
anyone
about this.
but Ma'am Hannah also gave us something extra.
Something as in...
As in, it's why I can treat you two to a free meal.
I'm more surprised you accepted it.
She didn't really give us a choice in the matter.
Yeah.
So don't lose sleep over this, okay?
She'd be like, take the
We
money!
want the house. If Rose didn't stop them, they'd likely have paid up front for it yesterday. That's despite the legends, too. I even tried to show them the letter. But nope. I want this house, darling. Go take all our money.
You don't really think they'd believe that, do you? I'm pretty sure for them, those are just rumors as well. No one is that superstitious in this day
Yeah,
and age,
they didn't
Belle.
really believe it.
Well, there's you.
Right. You know what? I'll just eat all of these by myself.
I begin to gather their plates to my side, the food in reach, still untouched. A laugh almost escapes my mouth with the way Zach's expression quickly changes to disappointment. Becca's hands interrupts me just as I'm about to pull her plate closer to me.
I'm kidding. Don't go all
Zach's
pouty on
like,
me again.
no.
In all
food.
seriousness, though, I'm just concerned you'll get hurt if this doesn't happen.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
how
just-
badly you
I
want to close
don't-
this deal for your papa.
I don't know about
I'm sure
Mr. and
he's gonna be
Mrs.
fine now,
Vampire.
with the
That's what they
money.
remind me of.
They don't know yet. I think I'll call them tomorrow. Let them know things will be easier. Mama said this morning he's showing progress with the new treatment, too. It's just a matter of time.
I allow myself to fully smile, genuine and uninhibited. It's strange having to talk about this with other people, even those who have known you long enough. But today, things simply feel a whole lot lighter with them here. Lunch passes in an enjoyable fashion. A lot to hear, a playful jab there. Most of it is spent on catching up on the others' new projects or whatever keeps us busy these days. Something we couldn't afford to do the day before, taking into account what happened. Even Becca's surprisingly chatty. Is there something in the sea bass we ate? Zach, though, appears less energetic today. While he's far from being the life of the party, he's definitely not the type to keep quiet in a conversation with his friends. Apart from a few inputs, he's been silent the entire time. If Becca notices...
Are you sure you're not feeling under the weather, Zachary?
Huh? No, I'm okay. No
Zach?
worries, Rebecca.
Doesn't sound okay to me.
It's okay. I might be feeling a little bummed out today, but I'm sure this will pass.
Is it about the reviews this morning?
Oh no. Oh no! Did he get bad reviews on his movie? A pained expression crosses Zach's face, and almost immediately Becca retreats in her inquiry as though the man's look is enough for an answer for her. I look between the two of them. Did I miss something? What happened this morning? Did I stumble on a big secret? This is why I don't like waking up late.
Heard about those, huh?
Sorry, I just happened to check on some sites this morning.
Nah, it's a very sensitive topic in the first place. I should have expected it.
What reviews?
Becca glances at Zach, her motions unsure, eyes asking for his consent on the matter. Although there was a small desire to keep asking on my part, I don't dare voice it out. With Zach, it has always been better to wait. Let him speak on his own. Becca too, to some extent. although with her, explosions of temper are more common. In the end, he simply answers with a momentary shift of his shoulders, gesturing for her to go on with a tilt of his head.
It's his movie.
That doesn't explain anything. Stop dangling the information, Becca!
Zachary, I'm not the one supposed to be telling her about this. At the end of the day, it's still your documentary.
Is it something bad?
Not bad per se. You guys don't need to dwell on it much.
Zach!
Bad? Listen here. I wouldn't trivialize what those bowheads wrote if I were you. They're ruining other people's jobs.
From how her tone rises in anger, it seems like she's the one slighted and not Zach. A snicker escapes me, which I promptly stamp down on as soon as she sends me a hard look.
This isn't a laughing matter, Isabella. Some bowbag just insulted him.
Calm down, Rebecca. Those are just reviews, and it happens a lot.
I do not ken about you two, but calling the entire film an out-and-out drivel, you're better off watching an educational kids' TV show, and worst 1.5 hour of my life, among other things, isn't exactly a critique any decent movie reviewer would say. If you could call that a critique, did we even watch the same film?
Well, maybe I ain't cut out for it. Better stick with my photography or something. If nothing else, this helped me open my eyes to what I can and can't do.
You're giving up.
It wasn't a question.
It was just something experimental I did on my free time anyway. It's no big deal.
But you worked on it for months.
Doesn't look like it matters for those people.
Don't say that!
You can always try again. My palm strikes the table, sending the tableware on top clinking against each other. I haven't even noticed when I've risen from my seat. But here I am, chest heaving, looking down at him in the same manner a teacher will at any unruly student. Becca's probably proud. I don't mean to yell, but there are some things people like Zach aren't supposed to say. How exasperating. He, of all people, should know.
If you give up now, how do you know you won't make a name for yourself creating films in the future? It's just a review.
Except they're pretty well-known critics.
Why does that matter? They aren't the ones calling the shots on this. Isn't that why they have a committee? Right, Becca?
An amused gleam is in her eyes when I turn to her. What does she find so entertaining in this situation? Help me here! Your friend's about to quit his passion for a petty reason. I have not read what those people wrote against his work, but a few scathing words shouldn't be enough to discourage someone. Oh, it's so easy though. It is so fucking easy for that to happen. I should know. After all,
Failing means you're playing, Zach. Not that I'm saying it's bad. I've seen it from start to finish, and I know for myself what you created isn't something people should scoff at. I don't know anything about filming or photography. Hell, I don't have an inkling of artistry in me except for those doodles I make for class. But I know what I watched. Look at Isabella. It's not every day you see her all riled up like this.
Whatever I'm about to say gets lost in my tongue as a flush of embarrassment blooms across my face.
It was a heat of the moment thing. And anyway, I'll be very angry with you if you quit. What about the exhibit?
What exhibit?
Classified information.
Even if I bring you your favorite tonight?
Nope, not a chance.
Oh, come on! I thought we aren't supposed to have secrets.
A burst of laughter comes from Zach.
Thanks, you two.
Are you better now?
I might need some time alone to myself for a while. Just to think about things, how I'll go from here, that sort of stuff. Hey, I'm not quitting, Bella. Don't give me that face.
There's no face at all. Only a poor imitation of a puppy dog's eyes, if you can call it that one.
Promise?
I'll be damned if I break any promise I make to you guys. Besides, you're right. It's too early to say anything right now. Once night ain't for another week.
And that's all the answer I need from him. As sentimental as it sounds, there's fulfillment in knowing another person you know won't take the same path you walked. It's not like it's over for me, though. I've still got time. I can still come back. Do my own thing. Do what I really want to do. Surely once Papa recovers, once I'm done with everything. Inside my bag, my phone buzzes unexpectedly, breaking the pleasant afternoon lull. I'm guessing she was an artist and shit happened and she couldn't do it anymore. The screen shows Rose.
Hey, Isabel. You at the office?
Ha ha. Very funny, Rose. I'm hanging up.
Don't, I'm kidding. BRC says the floor plan copies are ready for Miss McCullough to pick up.
She states that as if it already explains everything. Then, out of the blue, she launches on a long rant about the awful state of Luxborn's streets, betraying her cheerful greeting. All of which she says in a single breath. That I can barely keep up and make out a single word. I stay quiet, if only to avoid becoming the next subject of her frustration. She's similar to Becca in that
We're
regard.
stuck in horrendous traffic right now. Bloody stupid drivers.
When she has finally ran out of things to complain about and stops, what she says next still has none of what I'm hoping to hear from her. Just a quick, mumbled plea for me to meet the right interior designer in her stead.
Anyway, I'll leave it to you. Bye. Thanks.
Classic Rose. She ends the call without even asking for my input. Alright, journal updated. A day after the open house, the Wrights were seen securing the mansion's purchase at Briar at Briar Realty's Luxford office. Parties involved in the transaction were surprised how fast it went, but agreed it was to be expected when dealing with influential people like Wrights. Happy over the sale, Isabella Santos treated her friends to lunch. Alright. Okay, I want to see... Oh my gosh, where are we at? This is where we are. Oh. See, there wasn't... Wait. Oh, so... Oh, it could have been like something about Ash. Okay, cool. The sky is cloudless and the noontime sun is beating down on the hard concrete when we depart from the cafe. It's far from unbearable, but it's enough to put most people in a fickle mood or make them vulnerable to catching something. No wonder we have staff members going AWOL lately. Not to mention my boss's mercurial moods. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want our usual cloudy weather back. For all the gripes about the unpredictable weather, though, the streets of Luxborn remain constantly busy. The hurried tapping of shoes against the pavement and the inane chatter coming from the lunchtime crowds fills the humid afternoon air. A small reminder of the things we've yet to do, regardless of how much I want to return to the comfort of my bed. Back to Briar Realty for me, Zach to a meeting with a magazine publisher featuring luxury houses, and Becca to her lesson plans and books at home. But more than once, I catch her sneaking a longing glance over something displayed on a shop window. Does she want to buy something? Maybe I can get it for her Maybe I can get it for her this Christmas. I turn my head at the last shop which she checked out. A fleeting glimpse. The world stills. Oh! She looks at me. Eyes hollow, gaze piercing, and boring into my very soul, like a set of chains to keep my whole body still. There are no shadows or whispers this time. Only a plea. A hum, low and indistinct. Compelling me, beckoning me, intent on dragging me to the void beyond the glass. No, you can stay behind that glass! I don't dare move. My heart hammers against my ribs, each beat, every thump screaming at me to look away and make a run for it. But I can't. I couldn't. All of my limbs feel heavy, while my own breathing strains in the face of her calls.
Leave me alone.
Her mouth is stretched in a grin, wide and unpleasant. The panic building up in my chest forces me to take a tentative step back. I try not to stare at the decaying flesh, the blood streaming from the gaping wounds on her arm or her nailless fingers. I don't want this. Not like this. Not after what I got what I want for Papa.
No, stop. Leave me alone.
Her face contorts into something twisted as she lets out a wail, sharp and utterly unforgiving. Rage. There's only hatred and bitterness, as if the very notion of turning away from her is an offense in itself.
Please! I don't want this!
Before I know it, I'm stumbling backwards. My own throat, hoarse from screams I don't even notice, are already coming out of my own mouth. The back of my feet catches on a loose stone, sending me sprawling on the ground. The resulting pain completely jolts me out of the haze blurring my mind. For a little while, my surroundings appear unfamiliar until Becca's face swims into my vision. A look of concern is on her face and her hands are gripping my arms tight. Even Zach appears beside himself with worry while he stands behind her, I think as a shield against the small crowd of onlookers already forming around us.
What happened?
Bella, you okay?
You fucking saw it too! I know you hadn't seen it! You were staring! My mouth opens and closes, but nothing comes out. The words refuse to form. On impulse, I sneak a swift glance at the display window. She's gone. Yet the foreboding feeling hasn't left me. My hands are shaking as I push myself off the ground, weak and limbs relying solely on reflex and muscle memory. Something icy has made its home at the pit of my stomach. I want to throw up. Anything to get the wretched sensation out of my gut.
You are screaming, having a fit! Zach, call someone!
No, don't. I'm good. I'm good. I need to get to the office. Rose, the floor plans. Someone's going to pick it up. I'll see you later.
Careful. Don't stand up yet. Stay put, Isabella. Zach, you watch over her for me. I'll call for someone.
I attempt to put a smile to put her at ease, but it likely comes off as a grimace. Gently, I pushed her hands off my shoulders. My knees are still trembling, but I can stand. Leave. Leave me. Stay away, far from here. Away. The humidity is stifling, everyone's stares are unnerving, and Becca and Zach's concern are suffocating. I want to be away from here. I break into a run. I wish I had left my bed this morning. It's easy to fall into a cycle of negative thinking, with only the occasional drips of water on the sink and the whirring of the fan blades to keep me company. The room is devoid of any other light source apart from the one streaming from the hallway and the windows, and apparently the TV. Even with the clutter I've accumulated over the years, the room feels a whole lot bigger than it commonly is. I hug my knees closer as a group passes by outside. Loud. So loud! If only there's a way to tune everything out, to keep my head from replaying every image, every sound of her. Her screams, her awkward gait as she reaches for me, her bone-chilling smile, her pleas for... Enough. That's enough! A shiver passes over me, though it's not from the hair still hanging damp against my back, nor the draft that enters the room from the windows I left wide open. My gaze... It'd be so cool if that went down to like 0 people. My gaze shifts over the letter sitting on the coffee table. Its edges flutter incautiously as the wind touches it. Funny how an ordinary looking piece of paper can bring this much trouble. The impulse to throw it away or rip it to pieces is still there. I can easily do it, but after that, what? Will she leave me? What about those people who have already seen it? Will they be okay? This uncertainty gnaws at me. Knowing she's real and might also go after the people I care about, I just wish someone would listen. Believe me! The abrupt break in the silence nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Blindly, I fish the gadget out from the mess of cushions and papers beside me, where I've carelessly thrown it earlier before taking a shower. Zach's name flashes brightly on the screen. Is he calling because of this afternoon? To be frank, it's the last thing I want to discuss, though I did leave the two of them there without saying anything. Knowing Zach, I bet he's worried.
Hey, Zach.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you're not gonna pick up.
Sorry, it took me a while to find my phone.
No worries. You game tomorrow?
I pause. I don't recall making plans with Zach for the weekend.
Did I forget something?
Remember that guy I told you about? Back in the movies?
Yeah!
For the blessing? Does it ring a bell?
Oh, right. I did say that. But I didn't think he'd actually go through with the trouble, especially after what happened with his film. Sometimes I forget how kind Zach can be.
Yeah, I remember. Is he fine with it?
My friend doesn't mind. We're lucky he's not busy. So, tomorrow, he'll meet us at the mansion.
Okay. Sorry for the trouble, Zach.
Hey, no problem. I'm the one who suggested it to begin with. And, well, this afternoon you did surprise us. Never seen you scream like that. You scared the hell out of Rebecca.
I guess I owe you a lot for this, huh?
Nah, we're cool. You had us worried. But I know you'll tell us about it eventually. I just want to
you
make
guys
sure
might experience it
you're
eventually.
You left all of a sudden and you're not answering any of our calls.
He's trying to get me to talk. Normally, I'll tell him I'm fine. Assurances, empty or otherwise, to put their minds at ease. Now nothing will form. I can't bring myself to say anything. He seems to have sensed my hesitation because he immediately steers the subject to a different direction.
Anyway, I gotta go. I left something on the stove before making this call.
Sure you did, Zach.
Just soup. But it'd be embarrassing if I burned soup.
Yeah, it would
doubt
be.
it. Ashton, on the other hand,
Oh, remind me to tell you about what he did with the pressure cooker next time.
What?
Oh, damn, it overflowed. Really need to get going. Bye, Bella.
He hangs up before I can thank him. The busy tone, though muffled, echoes through the receiver. No one is saying this will work. Even I'm doubtful it will. But right now, I'll take anything. Anything to get out of this nightmare. Alright, let's see what the journal said. Whoop. We'll go next. Alright, after a pleasant lunch with Zachary Steele and Rebecca Gales, Isabella Santos received an urgent phone call from Rose Cooper, asking her to meet with the Wright's interior designer. Left with no choice, she hurried back to BRC. But on her way, one of the shops she passed by, a familiar smile greeted her. Zachary Steele reminded Isabella Santos of the Ermengarde Mage's blessing tomorrow. They will be accompanied by Father Norman, a well-known priest in the Anglican and Christian communities. He is described to be a warm and approachable person, especially by the youths. Okay, cool. Save. Yes. Can I just see? Oh my god, you got a lot. Well, there's like 172 achievements in this game. Just saying. Let's see the tree. Story up. Oh, whoa. What could I have done? What could I have done differently? Shush, phone! What could I have done differently? Would it be the professor thing? Damn it, I wish I would have known. Shit. Sleep comes easier tonight. And for the first time in a long time, I dream. Of clear skies, of unrestrained laughter from children playing in the streets, and of small, cramped dwellings. To an outsider, the sight does not paint a pretty picture. However, this to me is home. October 23rd, Sunday! Alright, branching tree. I like the noises that they make. Okay, so this is the big one we're going, because it's... So what's... I need to know. Okay, so we're almost to the end. Of chapter 1 at least. Not of the whole game. Shh! Phone! Shush! It just keeps going. Alright, I'm gonna leave this off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I think next episode, according to how this is going, we will be blessing the house. I don't think that's gonna go well because, the Wrights might be there or Marianne might be there. And then this looks like it would have been like the professor, and I don't know about that one. Like, who knows? But anyways, it looks like Hana would be the... What? Who is messaging me? Shush! But then it's Hana. I want to play as... I'm so curious of seeing what's going to happen. Rebecca, we're slowly getting back with her relationship, but I want to know why Rose isn't there. She was never there, was she? Because if she was, she's not there now. Why is Rose not on this list? But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you liked it, leave a comment if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!
we'll be more than happy to put in a good word to your superiors too, and what's this?
Oh, the letter. A look of confusion and disgust is apparent on her face. Turning to her husband, he merely shrugs in reply.
That's, an interesting one.